Well, I've been kicked out of my near every bar around. I've been locked up for driving 120 through town. I've been shot at and cut with a knife, messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Threw my boss out the window and got fired from my last job. Hot wired a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard. Paid my brother-in-law half to death. Lost $20 on his football bet.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter program alongside Commander Cody. That's your radio name, Commander Cody.
I like it.
Your Facebook name is Producer Extraordinaire.
I like it.
You're like playing two roles on a Monday morning. Ash is out today. I'm very happy and proud for Ash. He's getting to go see his father in Canada, his brothers, and all of his Canadian family. Yeah, well, it's a big moment. It's a big deal. But he's probably listening at this moment. He's got to be on a plane at 7:20. I guess out of Austin.
Yeah, I would think
so. He's on his way to see the fam, and I couldn't be happier for him. He just going up this weekend. I'll get to that in a second. Let me do the Wade and Carter weather. Ash is usually here to keep me on point, so you feel free to keep.
It's time to do the weather, bro.
The Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Deer Feed. I was by there last week, and the store is just immaculate, and it's odd because you almost need like a little mouse pad. This time of year, there's so much going on, and they've got so many things for you and your family. Go by. I got some. I just told them I was having some trouble with some ants. I picked up a new little vat of Bifin, and it's like napalm in a sprayer. 65 degrees in Victoria under partly cloudy skies, heading to a high today of 86. The sun's going to come out and be out all day. Daniel Wade White's the first in. Wendy Hughes Garcia, and there's our buddy Judge Posey. Good morning, my dear friend. I hope you're doing well. Judge Posey has been a mainstay and somewhat the conscience of our program for a long time. He has no problem and has been more than, I don't want you to feel like he's overbearing, but he's been more than invited to critique and cross-check and advise, and he has been dutiful just in a friendship role to do so.
Have y'all ever had anyone that was like the voice of reason behind the show? That would be
Ash.
That would be Ash.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I look at Ash is kind of the calming force. I'm always geared, and it's a role. If you know me, believe it or not, I'm a reasonable person. I care about individual people. You do? Yeah, I do. Oh, okay. Dang it, people like me. No, but Ash is the guy that says, all right, right here, you may want to rant about this for a minute. I'm like, okay, I can rant. It's like rent-a-rant. Let me know. I'll rant. I want to give a shout out. I know you did some mic time. I want to thank Adam Sugar for coming in.
He was hilarious.
Being Trent Barter. He's a very, very smart guy. Just shows you that a mind is a terrible thing to waste. You want to go back up and let's see. We had
Bobby Leister's the next one.
Yeah, Scott Snow. There's Rena Shear. Hello, sweet friend. Junior Samples. Junior's in Germany. And he said just went to the top on somewhere he's in a mountain in Germany, 9,500 feet. He said he had no air, but it was beautiful.
I'm guessing that was written with no air.
Probably. Yeah, he's lightheaded. Well, he's probably had 15 loggers too. Randy Langston, Kendra Douglas, Scott Tomko. Remember, it's 6 hours later there, or 7. Greg Garcia, Justin Glass, Daniel Wade White, Marvin Mickish. Hello, buddy.
You're
Daniel
not
Wade White.
On Magic.
Bummer. We should be. Now you are, Daniel Wade White says. Good morning, gentlemen. From Ricky King, Linda Crisp, Michelle Wilson Hawkins. Hello. There's Sheriff Louderback. Hello, AJ. Hope you're doing great. He's no longer.
I was thinking, can we call him Sheriff anymore?
Well, yes, because he is still a licensed peace officer. So, and his title to me is he's still sheriff. That's who he is.
So he's also like Reverend because he could like marry
the
people.
The Reverend AJ Louderback. He's also House District 30 state rep elect until January. Lisa Poole, Micah Patton's in representing the school board and all things good. David Glass, Junior Samples is still, he says it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. There you go. So that would make it 7 hours later. Very good, sir. We're glad to see you. That's not our farthest check-in. That's one of the farther ones. So we got to check in. He's listening live in Germany. You can do that on the Magic 95 FM app. You just go to the app store on your phone, find Magic. It's MAJIC, Magic 95, and you can get that app and you can listen to the programming that's on Magic all day, every day. If you want to make friends, go to Germany and just fire up some Tejano music in the middle of one of the beer pubs, and they're going to like it because it's going to be very akin to what they're used to with the squeeze box and the accordion. And
there you go.
Very, very much. Greg Garcia says he's America's sheriff. He's the best sheriff.
Amen.
That's exactly right.
Well, and while you were gone, we got it up on YouTube again.
Did you?
So we've got Facebook, YouTube, and Magic now.
There you go. And
Worldwide
soon, other
domination.
places
That's
coming.
right.
And Adam Schugert says he's fixing to start taking snippets and putting them on TikTok. I just gave him free license to do that because he's a friend of the show and wants it to be
So
more
do you think
successful.
we should try to get Adam back on this week and he can play Wash Aid?
Wash Aid?
Wash Aid?
That sounds like something
that.
you'd be like, are your clothes dingy?
Right.
Go to Wash Aid.
That's right.
Yeah, we
Wax-
Heather
Wax
Kraft Stewart. She's off. I'm proud that she's up. School's out this week, so she's up. Very good, buddy, Stavanoa.
Just
Great
keep
group
coming.
of folks. Where do we want to start? I think I'm not necessarily in no particular order. It's worth talking a little bit about some sports. I saw yesterday. I did not get to watch the Cowboy game because I was coming back from the PNW. We'll talk about the PNW in a minute.
PNW.
It's a big deal for them. They're proud of their region, and I don't understand it. I'll give you some observations. But so proud to be a Texan, folks. So blessed to live in the great state of Texas. Cowboy game. Cowboys, after 3 quarters, lead the game 10-9. And somehow win the game 34-26. They
The first one.
They
That's it.
outscore the Washington Commanders 24-17 in the fourth quarter. It was like a track meet. 41 points in 1 quarter. I'm really sorry I missed it. Melvin Turpin had a touchdown return on a kickoff, one of the many that the Commanders had in the fourth quarter. So I don't know what there's Ash checking in. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
I don't know exactly what happened, and if Ash watched the Cowboy game and has a minute, he could call us. But very interesting. So, yeah, Wendy Hughes Garcia says the fourth quarter of the Cowboys game was wild. I don't know who played quarterback, if it was Cooper Rush or the Lance kid. I don't know. I don't know anything about the game. But if you watched it, you watched it. So there's the Cowboys minute.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Now,
24-17 was scored in the fourth
That's
quarter.
crazy.
That is a lot for.
isn't it funny, not ha-ha, funny as in odd, that we got back here? I joked a couple of weeks ago that the Fighting Texas Aggies had one job, which was to beat South Carolina, because we knew without any question that the Aggies would beat 1-5 hapless Auburn. That'd be 1-5 in the 1-5 in the SEC.
Richard King saying, you mean they did all that without Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
It's almost like they could just do it without him.
They don't need him.
Oh.
$60 million wasted. Oh, no, so how do we bring him into there? He's there.
We can add him to the stage like
He looks
that.
amazingly Canadian. And can we get he just looks, look at him. Look, he looks like, I'm Boris Yulikov.
Do you think we should turn this one with the phone
Yeah,
up?
let's see what happens. Are you there?
I'm here. Are you there?
No, he says he's here, but we can't hear you. How about now?
I don't know. You tell me.
What about that one over there? No,
Turn
only
the-
3 and 4.
Computer one up.
I'm just turning stuff
I don't
up.
know how to get the volume up with him.
Does he even have volume? Should he check his phone? Maybe this is his,
maybe your phone. Oh, what about if you click that? What else?
that says mute.
The one that looks like the
Yeah,
computer.
we don't. Wait,
USB?
see if he can hear us.
I can hear y'all.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, how do we get you to be able to speak to us?
Can you come back and show us how to do this so we can get you on the air?
You got your Washington State shirt on. Did State win this weekend?
No.
What if he called you on the phone?
Yeah, call me on my phone. Can you call me on the phone while you're on that?
I'll try.
He says, okay, so he's going to call.
All right. I'm going to turn all 7 of these back down now.
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons over there, right? You got to admit there's a lot of sliding knobs.
You know,
Now,
I
can
wonder if
push
this
up the
was like
one-
muted or something.
No, it'd be bright red. You can push that up.
This one right here?
Yeah, he's going to call, I think, if he gets around to it.
You
You might
know,
as well put us back to,
oh, yeah, we don't want them anymore.
here we go. Hello?
Hey, I don't know what's going on. Try
Oh,
that
that's
one
okay.
that looks like the USB connection.
We did. It doesn't matter, though. We've got you.
Nothing's working.
No, actually,
Okay.
Cody and I have decided on this end that it looks better with you just on the phone.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Fair
saying?
enough. I'll-
You got the state.
Yeah.
You got the hair going everywhere. You got the Washington State is on now. How did State lose on Saturday? Besides, they didn't have the most points.
Gave up a touchdown, last second field goal. Second week in a row we've done that.
Okay. Now, oh, that's interesting. Now, Junior can hear. So before you switched back,
Well, hold
the
on.
folks here are saying they could hear you on Facebook.
He's 7 hours behind, though. I don't think we can take Junior as our.
No, but look, Kathleen Leiniger, Scott Tomko,
Oh,
they all
they
said
could
they
hear
could
him.
hear him.
Well, we could just not
You guys
hear him.
could hear me.
Yeah, but if we can't hear him, we can't have a conversation with him. I mean, I
Could
could
be
berate
interesting.
him.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
I could
Yeah, that
just
was
berate
weird.
him, and his rebuttals could be heard by others. But so, did you happen to watch the A&M game on Saturday night?
I did not.
And you didn't watch
were
the
down
Texas
for-
game either. You were at the Texas game. What were your
I was at the
takeaways?
Texas
What was your
game.
takeaway there?
Kentucky hung around because Texas let them hang around, and they came out. Longhorns came out flat to start the second half, and that almost did them in.
Yeah,
But thankfully it was Kentucky.
right. No, I agree. Do you agree that Texas has a pretty good ball club?
Yeah, apparently Ewers had to get getting an MRI.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'll tell you that different horses for different courses, right? I don't think the Aggies have a chance if Manning plays. He throws a wrinkle at them. Number one, no more, and you watch the game, no more than Texas throws the ball down the field. Just having a quarterback that can run changes everything. And
Yeah.
and what I'm seeing from Quinn Ewers is he may be the second coming of Sam Bradford, Mr. Glass. Every time he gets hit, he's in the tent. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't know if you've every time the kid gets hit, he's having to get an MRI on every tackle. Oh, my ankle. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my elbow. I mean, oh my.
I don't think he's quite as mobile as Sam Bradford was.
No, but do you think there's any chance really that Quinn Ewers is a first round, can't miss 5-star NFL quarterback?
No, I think he's projected to be the fourth or fifth quarterback taken in the draft, and
That
that'll
is-
probably drop him into the third or fourth round.
That's where he should be. I agree.
I wonder if we could put him in one of those tubes at the airport where they scan around you at TSA.
Yeah, just see what all's wrong
full
with
body
him.
at once and be done with
Full body scan.
Yeah, I
Get him
like
in
it.
there. Yeah. So, Ash, I'm glad you're here. How long do you have? You have just a couple of minutes. You have to get on a plane.
No, my flight got canceled or delayed to another flight, so I'm.
it. He could have been here.
You
That's
could
all I'm
have been.
saying.
There's
He
really
could
no
have been
reason
here.
for you not to be here.
Right.
No, I
why-
couldn't have been there. I still had to get here.
Logistics are your problem.
Are you in Austin?
No, I'm in Houston.
Oh, do they have birds in there today? That's my favorite part about the Houston airport is that all the birds fly around and crap everywhere.
I haven't seen any,
Oh, okay. Well,
but
So, let me- I'll just take you through a
But-
couple of quick
I called because you wanted to know the beauty of a game. They actually played defense up until the end of the quarter
Okay.
or end of the fourth quarter. I was somewhat surprised at that. Cooper Rush took a while to get comfortable, but he looked all right. First half was boring, and it was terrible football, both sides. It
Yeah,
was,
it's like whatever
it might
it
have been
was, 7-6 or 3-6 or
yeah,
something.
it might have been the worst half of football I've seen in a long time in the NFL, or at any level, to be honest. But the one thing you and I have said from the get-go, when your best player is your kicker and your kick returner,
Yeah, you're in trouble.
it's going to be a long season. But without their kicker and without their kick returner, they don't win yesterday. But that tells you a little bit about where the Cowboys are, but I mean, they played 3/4 of worth of defense, which was something they haven't done in a long time. It should give fans hope for Thanksgiving that they might actually see a game and not a dismantling.
That's right.
Right. They play this Thursday, right?
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Daniel Jones, the Giants quarterback, is supposed to clear waivers today, and I would. Do the Cowboys take a chance on it?
I don't know. I mean, you traded for Trey Lance. Why would you? I mean, you traded for a guy that has started in the league. Why would you? You might as well put the kid in and see what you've got.
Can't get worse.
It can't get any worse.
Well,
I don't understand that.
Couple of quick packages and Wildcat type stuff yesterday. Not really enough to get a look at them, but I just don't. I don't think they have much confidence in Trey Lance. The guy was what, 3rd overall pick?
Yeah, no, certainly was overhyped. But hey, hang on. Let's address these things. P. Strauss, great friend of the show, says, so if the Aggies beat the Horns should be out of the college football playoff, right? Their strength of schedule is pretty weak. Sadly, Patrick, I agree with you. The Horns are 10-1, and the only game they've lost has been to Georgia, who I think certainly most college football teams would lose to Georgia, maybe 95% of them.
Do you think the Cowboys would lose to Georgia this year?
The Cowboys would just dismantle Georgia, but that's pro football.
Well, I understand. It was worth checking.
But it's a shot. But, it is interesting that Texas has played really, to me, mediocre football. The difference between them and the Aggies is they found a way to beat the people they had to beat. And that's what troubles me about the Aggies. And I know and Patrick's a loyal Aggie fan, and graduate, and I know that it's got to be the most frustrating thing on the planet. Early in the year, before the season, I said, the Aggies go 7-5, 8-4 tops. And the reality is, if the Horns beat them, they go 8-4. And 2 weeks ago, I was just wrong. I was eating crow, like on places like Twitter.
First time.
Yeah, that I was wrong.
Yeah, first time.
Grossly incorrect. I was like, dude, these guys are going to go. They're going to go. I had them beaten Texas. I did. I thought, well, they're going to skate by South Carolina and Auburn. And then when they lost to South Carolina, I actually gave props to South Carolina and said, man, South Carolina's playing good football because the Aggies are good. Mm-hmm. And South Carolina beat them. And then you turn around and lose to Auburn, which is just inexcusable. I mean, Auburn was.
They were looking past Auburn.
Well, and you know what? When you say it's a trap game, I mean,
second half.
That's coaching, isn't it? It's a trap game. You got to focus your players. I mean, if you and I can sit over here and say,
I don't think it's coaching. I think it's the players. I mean, you can remember being there when you played basketball, and there was a team that you should have looked past and had troubles against. And
yep.
It's not that the coaches get you prepared. It's the players that were already. I mean, you don't come out against Auburn when you're where you are and you let them score 21 in the first half on you.
There's a lot of people and a lot of pundits even. There's people that make money as a living making transitive wins important and relating, well, this isn't that, but it's almost like this. You hear it all the time in sports. Here's one for you. Quick statement. Texas hasn't played Ole Miss, Alabama, Tennessee, or LSU, but they've played the teams that beat Ole Miss, Alabama, Tennessee, and LSU. Kentucky beat Ole Miss. Oklahoma throttled Alabama.
Well, here's the problem I've got with that line of thinking and that argument.
I think it's a terrible line of thinking.
They don't make their conference schedule. It's given to them.
Well, that's true. So what do you do when you've got a 12-team playoff? What do you do with you got a 12-team playoff and you've got a team like Georgia that's got 2 losses, and then you've got Indiana who's 10-1 and yada yada yada. It's what a great feel good story. The white boys from Indiana come in there, and the next thing you know, you've got to choose which team's better to be in the college playoff. It's Georgia by a mile. You saw what happened to Indiana this weekend. They just got beat up because the Big Ten is really the Big Two. It's Ohio State and Michigan, and this year it's only Ohio State. They're the only legit team. Penn State, what a bunch of spares. Penn State and Indiana, neither one of them could beat Georgia on any appreciable percentage ever. But Georgia's got 2 losses. So do you let Indiana's feel-good story into your top 12 at the expense of Georgia? I mean, the guy goes on and says, Kentucky beat Ole Miss, Oklahoma beat Alabama, Arkansas beat Tennessee, Florida beat LSU. We beat all those teams, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Florida. And the Longhorns beat them by a combined 134-44.
Oh, you forget Oregon's in the Pac-10 now, or the Big Ten.
Oh, that's right. Oregon's in the Big Ten. Are they for real? I know they're good. I don't get a chance to watch them. Are they for real?
Sure seem like it. Number 1 in the country. Defeated.
I sure like their coach. I like their coach. I'm going to give you some quick observations, shift gears, and then we'll have to take a break. But shift gears, and I'll tell you, Ash, and thank you for covering.
They had stored Ohio State.
Do what?
They handed Ohio State
Their only loss?
Yep.
Yeah. So, first of all, thanks to you and Cody Sugar and Commander Cody for being here and allowing me to go.
Are we going to show a picture eventually?
We can, but I don't know how to get it up there. But
We just
but
put your
I've got-
phone in front of the camera.
Well, I could do that. I was very, very fortunate to be able to go up and spend time with Katie and Stephen and baby Kennedy. So I've got a granddaughter, and I'll give you this picture here if I can get it up.
You may have to unplug.
I can't unplug because I got Ashley. Look, there's
that'll
look, there's the baby in the kitchen sink. Look, and put her in front of Cody.
There you go. It's better.
There's the baby in the kitchen sink, and all of her lady parts are covered, but just perfect. Just a true God is good moment to be with family. And Dawn was so gracious to say, just go spend time with your daughter and your granddaughter and come back to me.
And you were telling me this is your first grandbaby,
My first
which is like a
grandbaby.
whole nother level.
It's a whole nother level because I had those butterflies of anxiety, like when I held her the first time. I mean, I've held kids for years, and I was like, just don't drop this one. And but she's just perfect.
Ooh, Papa Brink.
No,
Congrats.
it's G Daddy. I'm G Daddy.
Oh, G Daddy. You sound like a seasoning, like a
Right.
Creole
Just
seasoning.
put some G Daddy on it.
That's right.
I got her a little onesie that Dawn got her a little onesie that said, "Don't make me call my G Daddy."
That's good. Give Don the shout out.
But she's just perfect. Now, Seattle. You fly into Seattle, everything's wet. Everything. And everywhere you drive, Ash, and you know this because you lived up there, everywhere you drive is wet. Architecture, none. No architecture. Everything looks like 50s Americana. The more modern houses have hardy plank. Very, very few homes with any type of brick or stone veneer. Everything is just wood and composition shingles. And I think it's got something to do with the fact that everything is wet all the time. So as a
You
result,
can't put stucco holes mold, so you can't.
oh
do
yeah,
that.
so otherwise your house would be green all the time. Now we went over into some areas. Everything there is exponentially expensive.
Right.
My son-in-law is in the military, and his house was $500,000.
Jeez.
And you know, they've both worked and they bought it as an investment. They're young, very astute. She's a CPA and he's a really smart guy, and they're doing what they're doing. But you find yourself going, we would drive through neighborhoods and I would say, oh, these houses look a little bit newer, because everything looks like the 1950s. I mean, it's frame houses, just, you know, but the land is beautiful, lots of rolling hills. Think San Francisco light, some hills. Everything's, you know, your Puget Sound. I mean, it's awesome. It's beautiful. It was 48 during the day, which was fine. It was
Puget.
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 It's
Puget.
the PNW. That's what I got down, the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of little brew pubs, very eclectic. Lots and lots of Starbucks. You know, it's that kind of a place. We did go to a Safeway store. I wanted to
Oh, good.
buy some
Tell us
stuff
about
too.
this.
Safeway was beautiful. It was like an HEB Plus. It was on the scale of an HEB Plus, but had the ambiance somewhat
Of
of
a Dollar General?
no, more like a Target, like the little barrel of apples, and it was very trendy, pretty cute. It was enjoyable. But I walked in and like nobody there's got any howdy in them. There's no
they're
personality.
not nice at all.
And so I, after a while, that irritates a guy like me that'll talk to anybody. So I walk up to the counter, and
You talk to the counter?
I couldn't. There was a girl there.
Oh.
She had the diamond piercing here, 2 of these rings, and 3 earrings in one.
Were they all connected with a
They
chain?
were all like a chain, and she goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, we need a half a pound of that right there." And Kendall, my daughter, my oldest daughter, was there with me, and Kendall, to me, but to the group, said, "Man, what a beautiful store! I mean, this is such a lovely grocery store." And you would think that the girl behind the counter
Take a little pride in that.
would say, "Yeah, take a little pride." And they go, "Hey, well, thank you. You know, this is our flagship here in Tacoma." She's just over there looking around, And I said, Safeway is based in the Pacific Northwest, isn't it? And I looked at her and she goes, "I wouldn't know anything about that."
She was chewing her CBD gummies.
Well, I think you're exactly on track. And I just said, being me, I said, "Well, you don't want to tell what I'm going to do. I've got to buy a couple of other things. I'm going to walk around the store. Why don't you find out about that? And I'll come back and you can give me the update." And I thought she would laugh.
Right.
She said nothing. She goes, "Anything else?" So I took my stuff in his order. I said, "Hey." She turned around and I go, "I voted for Trump too." That's what I told her. A bunch of liberal leftist commies up there. That's all that's up there. All that's up there. Communist.
Well, you think we should?
How
Oh,
do the homeless survive up there? I mean, you would think it's so expensive that they would get the hell out of there.
Well, there were homeless everywhere, every underpass. And what they've started doing is taking big chunks of, I'm assuming it's some kind of volcanic rock. They were all black, but big chunks of rock, and that like around, picture a sidewalk that goes down the side and then of the freeway and then underneath the overpass and then back out. Under the overpass, they leave the sidewalk. The rest of it, they've torn up and put these big rocks that make it impossible for people to pitch tents. There were legitimate, those little pop-up, what you and I would call hikers tents, not camping tents, but the little round
Like the
ones,
little easy
the
up
little
thing.
igloo
Yeah.
things. They were everywhere.
grab and go.
Everywhere, bro. I couldn't believe it. And here's the deal. These people can live anywhere, and they're living in constant rain.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I didn't get it.
Constant rain and one of the most expensive cities in the country. It
No
almost
doubt
makes
about it.
no sense for a homeless person.
Right.
Junior Sample says soon Brent and Grandbaby will both be in diapers.
No,
So they must be giving them a lot of handouts. And
They
they're
do. The
enabling their drug-
NGOs
and they're
everywhere.
enabling their drug use.
absolutely. And my son-in-law, Stephen, the Army captain, said, "Hey, the reality is the NGOs come in and they try to quote unquote help." He goes, "A lot of these people, the majority of these people," he said, "don't want help. This is their lifestyle."
Right.
And they're not, that's why it doesn't work. It doesn't minimize, or it goes, more homeless come here just to get the handouts, but they don't want to quit being
Right.
homeless. Torben Bell says, "Texas, it's our pleasure. Washington, it's not our pleasure." A lot of truth in that.
Should we take a break?
We can take a break. Yes, you can hang, right?
He ain't
Yeah.
got nowhere to be.
There you go, folks. Went Services, Went for all your electrical needs, period. It's that easy. You think electrical, you think Went. They can come out and help you with a just cool as Christmas whole house generator. What a great family gift. The peace of mind of knowing that if something happens and the grid fails, your generator does not. RK Development Group, you're thinking construction, think Daniel Rollins. Give Daniel a call, a United States Marine Corps veteran. Thank you, sir, for your service. Call the RK Development Group. We got him together with Ricky King last week. I think it was Ricky. Yeah. They're doing a deal together to help someone out. Give RK Development Group. Check them out on Facebook. VCS Companies for all your communication needs. If it communicates, alarm systems, cameras, think Ring on steroids, call the VCS Companies. They can help you with all of that. Brand Us, Commander Cody's company.
Yes, sir.
Let him help you. Tell him real quick. Take 30 seconds.
Websites, social media. We can help you with email. We can help you with growing traffic. We can help you with SEO ranking.
Could you just answer my emails?
I can.
I'll just forward them to you.
I have a staff of people that can do that for you.
Atzenhofer and Atzenhofer.com. You're thinking transportation, think Atzenhofer. Always think Atzenhofer first. Always shop local first. Atzenhofer will beat any deal on a Chevy in this town. See how I did that?
It was nice.
It's the only one they got. Reach out to Tommy Taylor and his team. Go in.
They've got some nice looking cars
Oh,
on there.
man. They are so fortunate right now. Go in and talk to Tommy about what's going on. First State Bank of Louise, we gave you some sports updates. They're bigger than that. They're big enough to get it done and small enough to remember your name. Go in and see First State Bank of Louise. Talk to them about your next lending opportunity. Get a free checking, free savings account. White Trash Services for all your trash needs in the counties, any county. Give them a call. 550-1826. That is the number for White Trash Services and White Trash Site Services. You have an unsightly barn, some kind of something on the side of the road. You need to off your lot. They can do that. They can grade the land. They can put down sod for you, turn it into a nice lawn. That's what White Trash does. Chestnut Furniture, for over 100 years. Chestnut and Love make your house a home. Go by and see Bobby Leon and his family. You thinking furniture? Think Chestnut. The blue blood in the community. Chestnut and Love make your house a home. You'll see why you just always do better at Chestnut. And then Palace Bingo, December the 12th.
December 12th, Asher's birthday.
Be ready for Ash's birthday celebration. Please come. Please bring something for Ash.
Like a dirty sock? Or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, just or any kind of anything, you know. Yes.
Baseball, burning, be good. Yeah.
What did he say?
What I heard him say was he needed some clean underwear.
Clean under. Yeah, he probably did. In a medium. He's more of a medium guy.
Medium.
Kathleen Langer says the unspoken help the NGOs happen to be
Chocolate cake.
chocolate cake is the unspoken help the NGOs happens to be large chunk of our tax money funneled into their own pockets, only a little bit going to the illegal invaders. Absolutely. We don't deal a whole lot with the squatters here in Texas. We don't, Stephanie Connie says her presence at your birthday should be sufficient.
That's right. Less chocolate cake, less need for more underwear.
There
That's
you
all
go.
I'm saying.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
There you go. So I was in Seattle about 10 years ago when they had set up all these homeless camps that were the size of Aggie Stadium or something. And they were paying a fee every day for those people to be there on their property. And
Isn't that crazy?
I just thought, man, this is
Yeah.
insane.
Well, I mean, we're funding these NGOs, and our debt just hit $36 trillion. It's gone up $1 trillion since July.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but don't blame that on Trump. That's because they were coming out of the pandemic that Trump so grossly mismanaged that they had to spend that money, Ash. And there's an asterisk there for Joe that gets Joe off the hook. Go back with me, Ash, unbiased. And I mean, as you typically are, you are very good at it. Go back, and I don't take any personal exception at all to Patrick Strauss saying, so if the Aggies beat Texas, which would give Texas a second loss and a second loss in the SEC, should they be out of the college football playoff? And what happens if Texas beats A&M, then Texas plays A&M in the no, A&M wouldn't be in the SEC championship at that point.
No, I think they're either playing Georgia or Tennessee in the championship game.
I hope it's Tennessee. Ugh, I don't want to play Georgia again with something on the line. I have an Alabama-esque respect for Georgia. Alabama's not the same Alabama. DeBoer may be one of the finest young coaches in the country, but with this team, Nick Saban does not lose to Oklahoma. I'm sorry. Nick Saban does not lose to Oklahoma, and Coach DeBoer found a way to let Oklahoma just throttle them 24-3.
I disagree. That's why Saban got it, because he said, I can't relate to these players anymore. This NIL stuff is ruining the game, and I'm done.
Well, okay, I can go with that, but what I'm saying is the level of efficiency and the commitment to perfection that Saban exhibited for all those years at Alabama is not present at this time. That's what I'm saying.
I
I'm
don't
not.
think it's present at this time because the players there don't have that same level of commitment that they had while he was having all his success.
There you go. Rob Bargenbrook, who usually knows these things, all things Aggie.
Pretty smart.
He says the winner of the Texas and A&M game plays Georgia. Now, I will tell you.
I thought Tennessee had no such shot at it.
I don't know.
But here's the thing. I don't know. If Texas loses, depends what happens everywhere else. They could still get in. I don't know. I can't see Texas falling
10 spots.
Well, and depending on what Boise State does, because the number 12 team would end up giving up that spot to Boise State as they would be the highest ranked
So I'll give you that again. Should a
non-power
Boise
conference
State
champ, right?
should Boise State be in a 12-team playoff over Texas? There's no way. And that's why I said the other day, you've got to look at it as at some point, like we can all look at it and go, hey, a 2-loss Georgia team's better than undefeated Florida State, let's say. And that may be true. But at some point, playing the games has to matter, right? You can't just say, I can't help it that they lost, 5 games. They're still the best team in the country.
Yeah, no, and they try to, and I guess there's some validity to strength of schedule and things like that, but I think they put too much into that, and it's still somewhat subjective. But I mean, if you run the table and go, 12-0, you probably deserve to be in there. I don't care what conference you're from.
Patrick adds, the sports media will put Texas in the playoffs even if they lose. The media wants them in so bad.
That's a good point.
I do agree that there's a brand recognition and there's a TV incentive to have, say a Texas in over TCU.
What about Boise State? You think they
Boise State, there's 8 people watch those
Right,
games.
I'll say, who
And that's
is
why, and those are parents. and so
Well,
that's
But
why.
there's reason for that. This TV, these media companies have paid so much for the media rights to these games, they've got to recoup their money. And if it's Ohio University and not Ohio State, if it's Ohio University and Boise State, they're not recouping their money. If it's Texas and Ohio State, they're recouping their money.
Absolutely. And at some point, it's going to lead to what you have predicted all along. You're going to have a 16 or 64 team super conference that is just, that's it. It'll be those 64 teams that generate the most interest, that have the largest fan bases, and that's who will be involved. Peter McNally says, we failed to mention SMU. SMU's playing really good football, but
They're playing Cal.
I
this
just don't
Saturday.
see it. Yeah, they're playing Cal this Saturday. Did you happen to watch Cal beat Stanford? So Stanford's like 3-5. I mean, they're like not good. Cal comes back and beats them, and the Cal quarterback, bless his heart, was just so sensitive, so Cal. He was just crying on the sidelines.
So putting it Pacific Northwest again.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're just so soft. Went 98 yards with my boys, and it did. Cal came back and won the game. It was a great win for Cal. I don't know where I tell you what I like, and I do like this. I like that Patrick Strauss is close to my age, and it still just irks him. The Texas mystique, what the Longhorns get, and I don't deny it. I think the Longhorns get certain media gifts. If you put up all things being equal, well, we can either take Texas or we can take A&M. The national media is going to take Texas every single time. I don't think it's right.
I will say this one thing I noticed at the game, and I wore burnt orange. I mean, when you're not a fan, you side with the home team, right?
Right.
It's self-preservation more than anything.
Everybody
Although
was
Kentucky
nice to you.
Oh, everybody was nice to all the Kentucky fans around us too. I mean,
Amen.
that's one thing I noticed was that the fans were treated the other school very well.
Did you throw any bottles on the field?
No, I made sure that didn't happen.
Thank you.
Is that a thing?
Well, it's happened
Texas.
once.
Oh, okay.
It happens everywhere,
Well,
but
this
it's
is
a big deal when Texas does it.
Gotcha.
And that'll lead me to my second point after watching this weekend. But the one thing I noticed was lost my point on that
I
one.
thought he was having the big jammer.
No, now I know what it was. 3 times during the game, the video board made mention of Justin Tucker's game-winning field goal in the final Big 12 A&M UT matchup of
Right.
ever, right? And
Right.
I mean, no need to replay that other than to get the fan base stoked up. So, I mean, I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was cheesy, to be honest. But here's the other
Well,
thing
it's college
that's
football,
starting
right?
to. Yeah, but here's the other thing that's starting to irk me with college football. Arizona State beat BYU. You're talking about a 20 ranked program beating a 15th ranked program or somewhere in that neighborhood. It's not like they beat Alabama when
Oregon.
Alabama had won 30 straight games, or Oregon, right? And the students rushed the field
Yeah, that's so childish.
prematurely,
We don't do that.
and they had to get them off the field. But
I mean, if
There's
you
been
rush the
so-
field over beating BYU, it's like, tell me you've never been anywhere in life without saying it.
well, that's exactly it. But it's become such a phenomenon this year and now we've seen what happens when the students are stupid and they don't pay attention to the game, and they ran on too early, then they had to clear them off to finish the game. It's just
Well,
it needs to stop. Now, if you
think
beat
about-
the number one team in the country and you're 0-10, go ahead, storm the damn field.
But if you think about it, if one crazy person storms the field, he gets form tackled by a security guard. If 5,000 do it, it's just a melee. It's just a mess, but they probably still deserve it. Shift gears real quick. Donald Trump has nominated longtime ally, fighting Texas Aggie, Brooke Rollins, for Secretary of Agriculture. Ms. Rollins grew up on a farm. He says, as our next Secretary of Ag, Brooke will spearhead the effort to protect American farmers who are truly the backbone of our country. Right down here, it says, having grown up on a farm, Rollins was involved with Future Farmers of America in addition to 4-H. She graduated from Texas A&M with a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Development and later worked as an attorney. So she's been involved with President Trump in the past. She will oversee farm subsidies, federal nutrition programs, meat inspections, and other facets of the country's farm, food, and forestry industries. Hats off to Brooke Rollins, a Texan.
Should be a
and
great choice.
Will be in Trump's cabinet. How about that? Go Aggies. That's a great deal. Ash is now in a stall somewhere in an airport bathroom. We can't even hear him.
No,
There you
I
are.
pulled up the video so I could see your faces.
Number one on the CNN,
Top five.
top five. Thanksgiving travel period is expected to be the busiest on record with more than 31 million passengers in the skies. Real quick asides, I got to the airport for our 5:30 flight. By the way, if you haven't flown out of our airport here, Victoria,
great.
Richmond, it's fantastic.
So easy.
So easy. The staff is so friendly. Bobcat Watley and his team out there are so gentle and kind. I watch some old folks. They help them to the plane. I mean, I'm telling you,
Don't have to pay to park.
no, you don't pay to park. You check your bag. You go in. The TSA
It's the
folks.
level of service you don't get at bigger.
Oh, that
airports.
absolutely, because they're your friends and they're your neighbors. They know they're going to see you at HEB and church.
That's right.
And we get on the plane. I get to Houston, and it's just 25 minutes. Boom, boom. Like they barely
So
put the
fast.
wheels up. They put them right back down. And I walk into the airport, and my next flight's not till 9:45. I got to fly, Ash, on the way up there on what they called an Airbus Neo. It's like a 737 MAX, but made by Airbus. So I felt safe, like the doors weren't going to blow off.
That's good.
And sitting in this aircraft, man, I put my little Bose earbuds in. I could Bluetooth to the screen. I watched 2 movies on the way up. One was called Civil War. It was pretty good. The
In
other one,
25 minutes, you watch 2 movies?
no, from Houston to Seattle.
Oh.
Took over 4 hours to get there. Took 3 hours and 25 minutes to get back. You do the wind math. But
2.
the plane, we're on the plane, supposed to leave at 9:45. Now it's 10 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, I'm your captain. We've got a slight delay. It appears that a hawk has either captured or delivered its prey to our roof. We're letting the bird finish eating, and then we have to clean the top of the cabin. There's going to be a few more minutes. Y'all just sit tight. So there's literally, and the flight attendant came down the road with this big, beautiful red hawk, a big bird, and apparently had caught like a pigeon or something in mid-flight, and it landed on the top of the fuselage and was eating and they let the bird eat. They didn't shoo it off, which I'm okay. There's 250 people sitting on an airplane with an agenda.
Why not?
Why not? But they had to get up, and he comes back and goes, we're cleaning the top of the aircraft at this moment. Should be departing shortly. Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for departure. So we're sitting there, and a couple of minutes later, there's always some paperwork, folks. And maintenance is bringing it by. As soon as I sign that, we'll be out of here. So we don't leave till about 10:20. And they made it up in the air, except it was scheduled to be a 4.5 hour flight, and they made it up, and we actually made it there at about our normal landing time.
Impressive.
I did what great thing about going to Houston is if you've got a carry-on, even the bigger carry-ons, they will gate check it for you here. They'll put a little green tag on it. Right. So when you get off in Houston, you don't have to try to get it in the overhead of that little bitty airplane. And I got off and had it and walked through the airport. And then, of course, shoved it in the top of the Airbus, and that was easy. But when I walked off the plane, walked outside, poof, 100% humidity. And it's 48 degrees and wet. I look 5 years younger in person. My skin is amazing because just being in the Pacific Northwest. Large Asian population, for the most part, very friendly people. But just now, we went out to Chambers Bay. I don't know if you remember that name, Ash. Chambers Bay being the public golf course where they played the U.S. Open in 2015, and it's Think Quarry in San Antonio. We played there with Brent Anderson.
But nicer.
Yeah, but nicer and purely links style. So everything down there, it was a rock quarry, and you're looking down on maybe 200 acres. And what's green, of course, having something green is no problem there. The golf course is green. The rough is brown and volcanic dust. And they brought that in. And it's right on the, how do you say it? Puget?
Puget Sound.
Puget. It's right on the Puget Sound. Puget Sound. Right there.
Now he's shooting people in the airport. Great.
Pew. Lots of ship traffic, lots of big boats. Tacoma is like Old Town. It's like a lot of it looked like downtown Victoria, whereas Seattle is much more of a bustling city.
Tacoma's the working class neighborhood, and Seattle's the yuppie neighborhood.
Yeah. Egg prices.
And I could give you the geology of that area as to why there's so much volcanic rock over there, but I won't bore you with the details.
Mount Rainier is right there. Katie had this
it's
picture.
that whole area is basically on volcanoes.
Olympus, all of it is that whole area. Hood, it's all volcanoes. But Katie had a painting in her piece of art in her living room. It must be nice your wife charged for you to use.
Probably your
my
earbuds.
wife charged my earbuds. Absolutely. She's super sweet. I've already lauded you today, sweetheart, and talked about how cool you are. But Katie has a painting that the wall is white, and this painting is probably 24 by 36. And
White.
It's got texture, and it was mostly white, like an off-white. And I told him, I said, during the day, it's just white. It's just a white canvas. I said, look, that's Rainier. I mean, that's what I kept going, where's Mount Rainier? It's over there. You can't see anything because it's like fog and then clouds. So there's a couple of days a year you get to see Mount Rainier. That's why when you're places, you'll see a postcard and it has a very clear picture of Mount Rainier because when it's clear, people are taking pictures of it. Egg prices at the grocery store. Go ahead.
Her painting was basically Rainier in fog.
Yeah, it's just Rainier and fog. That's what I would call it. Absolutely.
It's world famous, very expensive.
Egg prices at the grocery store were up about 30% in October from the year prior, according to the Consumer Price Index. At the same time, avian flu has been plaguing farmers and egg supplies since January of 22.
I saw a report on consumer sentiment in November is up, and the largest factor was the election of Trump when they asked consumers why they're optimistic about the economy, because Trump won.
No doubt about it. That's consumer.
Joe Biden has dragged that index down, and every time they asked through the last 3 years, that's why they stopped asking basically when they would poll these people, because Biden's administration had consumers fretting it and hating their decisions.
Absolutely. Hang on one second. Let's take one more quick break. We can go to USA Concrete Coating. Charlie Garcia can help you spruce up your existing home. Put down our tough as nails polyurethane coat that will crack, stick, peel, or fade. Let Charlie and his team come out and help you. Whether you need to cover a patio, a pool deck, a driveway, a garage floor, they can do it all. Reach out to 578 Home. Reach out to Charlie. Veracruz Restaurant Monday. Cowboys win. Get back in. Tell them Wade and Carter sent you. Everybody is a winner when the Cowboys win. Get into Veracruz today. Best Mexican food, best queso, best salsa, best guacamole.
If you eat too much, you can go to Allen's then.
Absolutely. Allen's Wrecker Service can come by and tow you out of there.
That's right.
They got a 75-ton crane, no problem. Let Allen's get you where you need to be. Give them a call, 578-6300.
How much do you think 75 pounds of queso would be? Like, would it fill a stadium?
75 tons of queso?
Yeah.
It would fill a lot.
It would fill a lot. It'd be a lot of queso.
Fill a community center.
Yeah.
How about that? Just give everybody chips. Here's your bag.
Allen's can just pull it out.
Easy deal. Compadres Design for all your advertising needs. Reach out. You want a Richardson snapback cap with your company logo on it? Get legit. Get with Compadres. Let them help you out. Paravita Wellness. Paravita for life. Get in and have a great meal. Gluten-free, preservative-free. Everything's fresh. Erica Briggs and her team make fantastic meals.
I wonder if she's going to come back on when they open the restaurant.
She certainly will, and that won't be long. They've gotten pushed back, contractor issues, but they're coming. It'll be here soon. And then, of course, the suites, the offices at 205. Come down and see us. All you have to do is come in the door that says 1/2. Come on up.
I feel like ecclesial music should play when you
Right.
open the door.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be great. Brent Anderson adds that Mount Rainier is visible most of the summer. Dawn's gloating that we have chickens and plenty of eggs. If you'd like some Dawn Nicole eggs, give me a call.
Y'all could set up next to the honey guy in front of the mall.
We
on the
could.
weekend.
Fresh eggs, and Dawn could autograph them.
Now, he doesn't wear shoes. Would y'all wear shoes with your egg?
The honey guy by the airport?
Yeah, he doesn't wear shoes.
He's interesting. He tried to flag me down yesterday when I was coming back in.
Take his shirt off, or what did he do?
Well, he just kind of was out there like waving, like, I thought, okay, well, maybe he's just a
Best friends.
Bronco fan or something. I didn't know. Yeah, Ash, Tammy points out that your connection's a little bad, but you're just kind of getting every third word. So are we, by the way. But that's the great thing about Ash. He uses a fairly good economy of words, and you only need about every third word to follow what he's saying. It's kind of like watching Days of Our Lives.
Do you think when she says Cody is clear, she's referring to my skin tone?
Well, I think, which by the way is fantastic.
Well,
that oil of Olay is working.
It's really working. It's clear.
Are you still putting that
under eye cream?
preparation H under your eyes to
Preparation
drop those
H.
bags back?
I do what I can. It doesn't get better.
Absolutely.
Guy with
Junior
no-
Sims, an egg guy with no pants. He's got no shoes. I'll sit out there in my boxers. Yeah. See how that goes.
I
Well, I want to invite you guys this week. Start thinking about the things you're thankful for. We're very blessed in this country. We're very, very blessed in this state and even in this community. Try to think about what you're thankful for. I would love to I'm perfectly willing to do the show, excited to do the show. It's going to be super. It's going to be better than ever. Tomorrow and Wednesday, no problem. We will take Thursday and Friday off. I would love and welcome and solicit a call for you to tell us something you're thankful for. You can lie to us and tell us you're thankful for the program. That's fine.
Everybody else lies to us.
Everybody else lies to us. Got home last night. Dawn told me she missed me. Then she just kind of smirked.
She lies.
You know she lied. I sat down. She goes, "Do not chew ice." Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, first day big Astros update. Kikuchi, this year we tried to get hope to get us to the World Series.
Right
Signed
there.
with
Stay
the
right
Angels.
there. He signed with the Angels.
Yes, sir.
You know what? That's got to be. Now, let me tell you what that's got to be. It's got to be a function of money, which is fine. Because here's the deal. I can't imagine playing for the Astros, having a chance to win it all, and going, unless I was arrogant enough to believe that I was the missing piece. I would not take. I honest to goodness wouldn't take $5 million more a year and go play for the Angels. I wouldn't. I
It
wouldn't.
cost you $5 million more to live there.
Not to mention,
I think it's to do with the fact that they have a large Japanese community.
I think
there,
that's a
you know?
part of it. Is they have a large Asian backing out there, and it has trickled over. The Otani effect. 5 years ago, there is no Daikin field. It
Right.
just doesn't happen. But now you've got a Japanese manufacturer is now Minute Maid. So now Dawn's saying it was peaceful when I was gone, and she got a lot done this weekend. I have to admit, she did a beautiful job. She rearranged the furniture in Ryland's room and took out a bunch of stuff out of his closet that no longer fit. The young man is a 27-34 gene. I mean, he's like a thermometer. He's built like a thermometer. And but he's got like an 11 shoe at 12 years of age. So he's really, really hitting a growth spurt.
So do y'all have to buy regular pants and then add some on the bottom, or how do
No,
y'all
you know what you have to do? You have to go to like Cavender's. You have
gotta
to go
go
to
custom.
Buckle. You have to go somewhere where a 12-year-old has to wear $65 pants because you can't.
Can't go to
Otherwise, he
Walmart,
looks
dude.
like Jethro Bodine with those high waters on. Remember high waters, Ash, when your buddies would make fun of you for outgrowing your jeans?
Do you think?
Absolutely.
Do you think Don
And
would just?
that's the rage.
Do you think Don would just let him wear like overalls all the time?
Well, he would look good in overalls. Then you could just lower them, and yeah. Don says Buckle. Only Buckle has the pants that he needs, which means that's retail plus. Yeah.
He thinks they are $65 pants.
Oh yeah, they're probably more like $85. No, it's just. I mean, you
They're
got.
probably $135.
But you know what I've found that I'm proud of in our community is there is a really good, fair, objective clothing aftermarket. There are ladies that get together, and probably men, but they're for sure ladies. The folks that Dawn deals with are all moms, and they're like, these were. They don't even have to say it. They know these were Buckle. These are Rock and Roll Revival jeans. Well, they were $85. I've got 3 pair for $100. And then you go buy somebody else's. And the great thing about jeans is, as we know, we used to buy Levi's or Wranglers, and you'd wash them 3 or 4 times before you wore them because they were so stiff.
Right.
Well, now everything comes in kind of a relaxed fit.
Pre-washed.
Yeah. So the fact that some other kid wore it, and the sad truth, Ash, when we were kids, I went to school many, many times with the reverse the jeans, iron on the denim patch. And nobody does that anymore.
Thank God.
I mean, there's no, but the kids don't wear out the knees of their jeans anymore either. The kids don't play on the ground.
That's true.
It's true.
They don't play outside anymore.
No. So we used to go to that, was it called the kids store, the children's place at the mall.
They let you in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had proof that the temporary restraining order had been dropped,
Oh,
yes.
that's good. That's
He
good.
has to wear Groucho Marx glasses to get.
Right. I have to go in disguise. Can't be within 50 feet of a Chuck E. Cheese or a junior high. But, true story. But see, like Junior says, kids buy them pre-ripped. Now, the school district won't let you, and rightfully so. School district won't let you wear them up there with a bunch of holes in them. You've got to,
They say they won't let you wear them.
Yeah, that's true. If you're a cheerleader, you could probably have like a little hole in around the calf. It's okay.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you get. Try to think if I had any other observations. I kept thinking how Dawn and I would feel about going to an outdoor baseball game in Seattle. And, by the 7th inning, Ash, in the evening when the Pacific fog comes in, I couldn't do it. I was at a Angels. Well, I was at an Angels game and I was in the upper deck, and when the fog came in, like I couldn't see the field. So I just sat there and drank beer. I was happy.
We're already at the top of the hour.
That's always
Top of the hour on a Monday. Dawn says, I just keep old shorts jeans to wear to work at the ranch and with their snake boots. That's a good look. Yeah. If Dawn says she'd go to watch the game outside if the Astros were playing them. I agree. Jonathan Williams says we watched jeans 3 times because the jeans bled blue. That's right. And turns you into a Smurf. No doubt about it.
I like
Great
to
memories,
wash my
though.
clothes in the blue.
So everything's blue?
So everything's blue.
Everything. That was a white shirt at
That's
one point.
correct.
I
That's
like
right.
it.
I bought it white originally.
Ash, we're top of the hour, baby. Safe travels.
Yeah, man. Yep. Thank you.
I'll
Bye.
call you in a minute. Folks, we really appreciate you tuning in with us today, and we know you have a choice in what you listen to in the morning. Thank you for doing.
And today's
Thank you for doing Wade and Carter with us.